Hello and welcome. Today we're going to look at the JJRC JJPro X3 quadcopter drone, also called the HAX. This is a 1080p high definition GPS brushless quadcopter with Wi-Fi FPV. Now the drone comes in this simple black box. Right there it says HAX. Aerial photography drone, and it says for ages 14 plus. And right up here we have a list of its main features. So let's check it out and open up the box here. Let's open it up, slide this out. So right inside the box, we have a couple of well laid out, clean, colorful manuals. So we take this off. We've got a little pouch here with a screwdriver, a micro USB cable, which is used to charge the battery, and a little wrench there. Right here we have this is the cell phone mount that you put on the transmitter. Now here is the camera module. This is the 1080p camera module here, high definition camera. And it has a good little Wi-Fi antenna there. It has a slot here for an SD card, and it does not come with an SD card. You can fly this without using this module. So that's that. Here is the drone itself. And it says JJPro. It has an on-off button here. It has like a white color. Very neat design, a good size. It kind of has the same look and feel of a H501S, but a little different, a little smaller. So really cool. Good build, solid plastic. It has these rubber bumpers on the bottom. Good lights for night lights. Here's the connection for the HD camera. Here's the battery. And this is a 7.4 volt 2000 milliamp LiPo battery. So very cool quadcopter. So that's all for the top portion. Now in the bottom portion here we have the transmitter. And this transmitter takes 4 AA batteries that you just use the included screwdriver to enter in there. And it's a neat transmitter. We'll go over it right now in just a second. And then last but not least, we have 2 sets of propellers. So that's it for the box. Let's go over the setup of the quadcopter and controller. Now here's everything once it's all set up. Here on the quadcopter, the battery, right here is where you would charge the using the micro USB cable. So once that's done, you just snap in the battery like that. Now you can see the HD camera Wi-Fi module has already been clicked in and installed. So that's that. So everything's pretty much ready to go. And here's the transmitter with its mount already attached. So that's the mount. And briefly going over the transmitter, here is the on-off switch. Here are the trims. Here is the geofence switch that you keep it to the left and it'll turn geofence on or off. And that basically limits the range of the quadcopter to 300 meters out and 100 meters up. With it disabled, I believe it can go up to 500 meters. This switch here is basically altitude hold mode with no GPS. Then the middle mode is GPS, and then the bottom mode is simply return to home. And then these keys here on the left, this one right here is for photos, this one's for videos, This is the rates. You basically have high and low. This right here is your auto takeoff. You keep it pressed. This is your auto land. You keep that pressed. And then this is your headless mode. And that's essentially it. So first you would turn on the quadcopter like so. Then you would turn on the transmitter. It's already bound out of the factory, so you don't really have to bind it. And you'll hear it beep like that. Now, to enter compass calibration, you put the throttle to the lower left corner and the rudder to the upper right, like so. And you will see the lights change. Once you see that blue like that, you rotate it clockwise until you see green lights in the back turn on. So once you see the green light in the back like that, now you raise it facing up and you turn it clockwise a few times until you see the lights change once again. So you turn that a few times. And now once you see the blue lights go on like that, you are ready. So you put that down. And now it's just waiting for satellites to connect. So that's essentially it for the controller. Right here you have some telemetry, which is very good. If you turn on the geofence mode, that means you're limited. Geofence mode for beginners. You can turn it off. And now you're not restricted as far as distance or altitude. This is the amount of charge on the drone's battery. This is the transmitter charge, number of satellites. This is your flight speed, your flight distance, and your flight height in meters. And this is your speed. Right now it's in high rate. If you push this, you go on low rate. This is if you're taking pictures or video. This is the how much throttle or rudder is being applied. And that's essentially it. So under the Wi-Fi settings, you would look for UAV dash and some serial number there. You connect to that. There's no Wi-Fi password or anything like that. And then you would go to the official JJRC app, like so. Let's check that out. When you enter the app, now we're in the JJRC app, so you would just hit connect. And you will see that the quadcopter now has a live feed right here. In the app here, it's pretty straightforward. Now there are what appear to be virtual controls here, right here. Now I wasn't able to get the quadcopter to fly with these virtual controls. Perhaps it's another app update or something to that effect, but it does look like it gives you the option for some sort of virtual control here. Here you can fly using the accelerometer. Here's altitude hold, and you have auto takeoff, auto land. You have little waypoints feature where you can use the rudder and draw a some pattern, and it'll fly that. So yeah, you have your controls there. Now it could be that this app is probably used with other JJRC quadcopters, and so therefore it's very generic and has these controls, but doesn't necessarily mean it will allow this quadcopter to fly with that. Here are your rates if it allows you to fly with it. And this is, you can turn this off. Here are some settings here. You can rotate the camera if it's upside down or not. Here you can put it in VR mode for VR goggles. Here's the I guess headless mode and gyro calibration if you are using the virtual controls, I believe. And then basically here's your picture button and your video button, and this will allow you to view the gallery that you have saved in the app or SD card. And that's essentially it.